Hello everybody, my name is RetroBoy03 and welcome back to another LEGO Dimensions 3-in-1 review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Goonies level pack. This set comes with one minifig, one skeleton, 118 pieces, and retails for around $30 in the United States, although currently it's actually 50% off on LEGO.com, which is an absolute steal in my opinion. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the review. To start with, here we have the minifigure included in this level pack. That figure, of course, being Sloth. And if you've never seen the Goonies, then Sloth isn't originally one of the Goonies. It's actually a monster that's found in the main main antagonist's secret base. But I'm not going to go into it. If you can just watch the Goonies. The movie's over 30 years old at this point. You can probably rent it for cheap. Or pirate it, I won't judge. In fact, pirating something is a very fitting for the Goonies. Anyway, so is this Sloth minifigure good? Yes. First off, before I actually tell you anything about the figure, I'm just so glad that this figure, as well as in general, all of the really exclusive figures for Dimensions, don't have any real printing flaws. Because a lot of the characters that you might already have, or like in general, just aren't too special looking. Like, say, Chell from Portal and Lego City Undercover's Chase McCain have kind of faded torso prints, and unfortunately you do also see this on a few of the figures that are more unique, such as Finn from Adventure Time has a really badly faded face on all the versions of him I've seen, but Sloth, luckily, actually is printed very well and very crisply. So, as you can see on his face, where he has two eyes that are slightly offset, which is accurate to Sloth. He also has this wide open mouth, showing his gums and tongue, as well as just a few remaining teeth. He has big ears, and if you can't tell, this whole part on the top, this is just a hat. So he does have a normal minifig underneath, which I really like. Honestly, I honestly like this minifigure of Sloth more than I like how Sloth actually looked in the Goonies. But anyway, you can see that he has printing on the front for his eyebrows, as well as he has this little print on top for some hair that's coming out of the top of his head. He has plain unprinted gray legs, but you see that he has this Superman tank top, as well as two red suspenders, and on the back you just see that those are crossed, and there's some pretty simple black lining detail for some wrinkles. So yeah, overall, a pretty, if I can just get him to bend up, a pretty simple figure for Sloth, but also a pretty nice one. So anyway, now let's go on to the first two builds included. Actually, I just realized that I forgot to show you Sloth's toy tag, which is pretty simple. It's just black in the front and back and yellow on the sides with the Goonies in gold. Starting off our two main builds, here we have the One-Eyed Willy's pirate ship, which in the movie is actually called the Inferno, but LEGO just calls it One-Eyed Willy's pirate ship. Anyway, I feel as though that this is actually probably one of the best looking builds in Dimensions. Like, at least from this side, like, you have those fang pieces used as sails, and, like, in general, the three masts are just very nice. On the back, you have a window where the captain's cabin would be. The mast is very nicely done. You have these cannons. I like how you have a plank sticking out on the other side, although I do wish that maybe that had been tiled, but honestly, if you really wanted, you could just replace that with a 1x3 tile. But anyway, I like the tan stripe going around, although that black in the front does look awkward, I will say. But yeah, there are also a few gaps in the back here where maybe there could have been a 1x1 plate, but again, those are just small problems, and, well, really, if you just view this model from this angle, it just looks so good. Like, such a good pirate ship, and honestly, I prefer this build to how it actually looks in the game, where the sails are built facing forwards, and I don't know, it just looks a bit less creative there. Anyway, you can see that it does have some little dark blue for the base to represent water that it's sailing on. Then over here we have, even though the Inferno is such a good build, I think the skeleton organ here does one better, because first off, it is minifigure scale. Like, if we bring in Sloth here, you can see that he is about the same size as the skeleton, which does make sense, and, like, in general, this is just correctly scaled to how it appeared in the movie. But I like how you have these great pieces used as keys. And obviously you have the skeleton there, who I didn't show in the minifigure showcase because, like, it's just a normal skeleton. He's so not non-special that I could literally use him in a Dimensions build. But yeah, he doesn't come with legs. He just has 2 white clips. But anyway, I like the 5 candles. The one in the middle is a few studs, while the other 4 are these clip pieces. Can't tell, you can just see that all of those are connected to this one nougat disc. Like, yeah, the skeleton arms used towards the bottom for some more effect, and like, overall, this is just such a cool build. Both of these builds are just really nice. But, well, those are just the main 2 builds, so now let's move on to the Fanged Fortune and the Skeleton Jukebox. Our next 2 builds are the Skeleton Jukebox and Fanged Fortune. Starting with the Fanged Fortune, as you can see, this is kind of a large fanged treasure chest. And honestly, I think this is a pretty cool build. As you can see, it has 4 legs, one of which is notably thicker due to the fact that the set only came with 3 telescope pieces. Just like build 1, it has a little bit of a stand, this one being a bit larger, and, well, not really representing anything, it's just there so that the model can stand, plus it uses up all the pieces. Anyway, we have these 2 fangs jutting out the front, which you could have as, like, hands or just spikes. You can see that the mouth is able to open because of this bar, and, well, it can just lift open, and inside you have 3 gold studs, as well as this little clear tile, which is supposed to represent, like, a jewel, and then you just have 4 fangs. The headlight brick can represent, like, an eye. And yeah, pretty nice build. Skeleton Jukebox is my least favorite of the 6 we get in this set, but it's still pretty good, though. I mean, like, the top is really nice. I like the skeleton, and well, we do get a skeleton arm used as a leg, but it's still fine. And here we have the banjo, which also looks pretty good, in my opinion. I really like the use of the round disc piece there. But the jukebox itself could look better, because, like, the skeleton does actually get removed in-game. It's replaced by just whoever you're playing as. But yeah, the jukebox itself is fine, but it looks a bit awkward. I like the gold stud there, though. And on the back, you just have that little doohickey there, use up some pieces. So yeah, there's the Skeleton Jukebox and the Fanged Fortune. Neither of them are the best builds, but neither of them are bad either. So anyway, now let's move on to the final builds we get in here. The Skeleturkey and the Inferno Cannon. So here we have our last 2 builds, the Inferno Cannon and the Skeleturkey. Starting here with the Skeleturkey, you can see that, well, it's being ridden by the skeleton. That's nice, although it's weird that it's called a Skeleturkey, because in-game, when you ride it, the skeleton is replaced by your character, so if you're riding it, it's not really a Skeleturkey. Anyway, the head is simple, but nice. I feel as though the wings look really good from the front. From the top, they look kind of awkward, but I feel as though that what looks really nice and feathery from the front. I like the use of these clips and these nozzle pieces for the front. And also on the back, you have these nice white pieces kind of being used as feathers. You have this nice tail hinged up, and overall, this is just a really nice build. It's really strange, but it's nice. Over here, we have an interesting design. The Inferno Cannon. I like how it's kind of spiky, and it's a 3-barrel cannon, which makes it very unique, and you even have some control sticks up top. The barrel can be moved up and down, although its resting position is at a 90-degree angle, which is nice. But yeah, pretty simple build, pretty nice for both of them. Anyway, now let's move on to the final verdict. So overall, would I recommend the LEGO Dimensions Goonies level pack? Yes. The main builds are really good. The side builds are pretty good. The Sloth minifigure is really good, although he doesn't actually come with any accessories. I just display him with the sword and chocolate bar, just for myself. And if you can't tell, that's just 2 pieces, the chocolate bar. Just in case you wanted to know how to make that yourself. But anyway, yeah, this is a really good pack for $30. In-game, the level is really fun. For interestingly, in-game, Sloth is normally wearing a jacket. You can actually only access the Superman shirt towards the end of the level by tearing off your jacket in sort of a... It's not a big fig transformation. You just tear off the jacket and now you're Superman shirt Sloth. But anyway, yeah, this is a pretty nice pack. The level is fun, so for $30 it's good. But again, currently it's not $30. Currently on LEGO.com it's $15, which in my opinion is such a good deal. Get it before it goes out of stock, or just, goes back to its normal price, because $15 for this set is just amazing. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see all of you in the next video. By the way, I didn't say, but obviously this set is an A+. Anyway, bye-bye.